Welcome to my channel. Delighted you can join me today, and we are having some fun with card, but it looks a little bit edible because I've got some shell pasta and I have some coffee mixed up here. I'm going to be doing some techniques on card. This is 160 grams white card, where I will create textures on the card, or if you wanted to call them patterns, I suppose you could, just using these two simple things, coffee and my shell pasta. The reason why I've chosen the shell pasta is because it's a really nice absorbent surface, and as a result it's going to soak up some of the coffee. So for this technique to work, I need to make sure that I've got my coffee on fairly liberally, and obviously the darker you make your coffee, or the stronger should I say, you make your coffee, the more intense your colors will be. But I don't want a very, very strong background because later on I'm going to be using this for a project where I'm going to want to stamp and do things like that. So for me, it's not going to be a very, very strong colored coffee. Okay. If you do get a few little ripples like this, which is quite normal when something is wet, simply lift your card and lay it down again, and you should get rid of quite a lot of those. You don't want too many of these little valleys because otherwise it's not so easy to manipulate, but one or two is not serious. Right. And now I'm going to take my little shell pasta, and you can see that they've got this very nice little pattern on the outside edge. So I'm going to be placing them down, and I'm hoping to pick up these little elliptical shapes like the inside of a shell. So that's the little shape I want on my design. Who knows what it's going to turn out? This is going to be a surprise for me and for you. So let's just see what happens. So for this, instead of sprinkling things on, I'm actually being quite specific in placing them down so that they don't flip over. If they had to lie on the rounded side of the pasta, I don't think it's going to be half as interesting. But let's see what happens. The pasta will absorb the coffee and it will start to soften. So I'm hoping that the marks will get a little bit bigger because it's absorbing the liquid, but we'll just see it. It will very much depend on how much liquid I finally put on. So you can see as I'm speaking that the liquid on the surface of the card is already drying quite quickly, but don't be distressed by that because you can actually add some more when we're finished. So let me show you what I mean by that. You just get all my pasta in place. Funny things that we do with our food, isn't it? I always feel that there's so many crafts just waiting to happen in my kitchen. And usually half my kitchen equipment is used to do my crafts. So when I need it for something culinary-wise, then it's often a problem. Anyway, what does it matter? I have more fun with my crafts than I do with the cooking. Right, so as I said, you can see that this has got slightly dry as I've been sitting here. So I'm going to just drip on a bit more coffee so that I'm going to get a really nice mark. And then the idea is that you're going to leave this to dry. And where I'm at the moment in Africa, it's really hot. So it will probably be dry within sort of half an hour to 40 minutes. But if not, then if you were in a cooler climate, then just leave it overnight. The little bits of pasta will just shake off once you've finished, and you will see your pattern. So that being said, I'm now going to just set this aside, leave it to dry, and I will show you what it looks like when we're finished. It does look rather nice. It looks like a nice sort of pie with nuts on top. Anyway, coffee and pie with nuts. Let's have it. Okay, see you a bit later. Bye.